Welcome to the Sentimental Twist,
where two generations share one love for meaningful spaces and gracious hospitality.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Melissa.
Let's gather around the table and talk home, hosting, and all things sentimental.
Yay! Welcome,
back.
everybody. We're season 2, episode 7. We only have 3 more episodes before we wrap up this year. So sad. I'm Melissa. You can find me at Home with a Twist on Instagram. HomeWithATwist.com is my website. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find me at Home with a Twist on YouTube.
Yes, and I'm Brittany. Brittany Shepard on Instagram, thesentimentaldecorator.com, and Brittany Shepard TSD on YouTube.
So what did you do that was fun this week?
Well, work. That wasn't fun. No, work is fun. I wouldn't say the work is not fun. I have a really great team that I work with. I'm trying to think, I'm really just in the heat of decorating for Christmas. I'm trying to get everything done by the end of this weekend, which is the week before Thanksgiving, I know. But I just feel like I will feel so much better because then I can tie up all the loose ends, do the outdoor stuff, make sure the yard is done. If I can get the inside done before Thanksgiving, then I'll have the 10 days or so between Thanksgiving and the tour to kind of tie up the loose ends and feel like I'm good. So
sure. And you'll get to think of you'll be able to enjoy it. It's already done.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's never fully done in December until about mid-December anyway. And so it'll be nice for it to all be done. And I'll have, a good 4 weeks, really 3 to 4 weeks to enjoy it.
The thing about it is that people are like, oh, why do you decorate? Well, obviously you need to because you're doing the tour, but I like to decorate before Thanksgiving because I can actually enjoy my Thanksgiving and not go, ooh, I've got to decorate now. Or, it seems like we get it all finished, like you said, by mid-December. And then by the time New Year's comes, I'm like, I'm ready to put it up.
Yeah.
And I want to have a good 6 or 7 weeks of enjoying my Christmas decor because it brings me joy. So all those people that are purists and say, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Why are you decorating? You know what? You stay in your lane. If they had Thanksgiving music, then we would be listening to that. They don't, so they move on. So.
And I do love savoring the fall season, but we've had a lot of fall, and I think you can have some Thanksmas. Mix it in together. It's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Let's all gather around the table for cornbread dressing and turkey and also take a look at my tree. Isn't it pretty? We're grateful for Christmas decor.
Yes.
I do have to say, I don't make my guests listen to Christmas music during Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I just reserve that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I do start listening to Christmas music November 1st.
Yeah. I've started so that it helps me get in the spirit of decorating.
Sure.
But I usually don't start my Christmas music. I don't know. It kind of varies from year to year. But
well, if people want a really good playlist, I have Mrs. Twist Jolly Mix. It's on Spotify. Let me see how many songs are on it.
Okay.
I found when I was visiting my sister, she has whatever that Sirius radio.
Satellite radio. Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to a Christmas station that had a lot of songs I have never heard before. So
Holiday traditions or Sirius XM Holly.
It is Sirius XM Holly. And so do you listen to it?
I don't have Sirius XM right now, but I have had it in the past. So that's
oh my gosh, it had so many cute little songs, and I'm wondering if maybe some of them are from like Hallmark movies or something. Or
I think they have a partnership with Hallmark, and so they probably are. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 10 hours and 3 minutes of songs.
Oh, that's a good playlist.
Mm-hmm. So if you get up in the morning at 8 and you listen to it all day long till 6, you'll have the whole day will be set with Christmas music. I have some popular, oldies, contemporary, and the new ones I've just added are We'll Always Have Christmas by Lisa Dawn Miller. Dawn. Woohoo. And Santa, Can't You Hear Me with Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande. And Herb Alpert's Jingle Bells. Those have all been added this year. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Lainey Wilson and Bing Crosby, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Oh. Another one is Hunter Girl, Hurry Up Christmas. So,
okay.
Anyway.
That sounds fun. Have you done anything fun in the last week or two?
Well, I went to Santa Fe. We've talked about
Mhm.
that in the last episodes. Anything I've done fun this week? Well, I am going to tomorrow. We can talk about what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
going to be going to the Kips Bay, not tomorrow, but on Tuesday, to the Kips
Mhm.
Bay Dallas show home.
Love it.
This is mine and Catherine's annual tradition. We go every year. I think this might be the 4th or 5th year we've gone. So far, my favorite house was the first year.
Okay.
It spoke most to me with its
Mhm.
decor. The last several have not really been, um I kind of felt like the designers, while they were beautiful, what they did, I kind of feel like they went a little too far with the theme they were given.
Mm.
And I like for a house to kind of all have the same
Vibe.
vibe, and it felt like
Mhm.
I was walking into, like, a market, like the Dallas market. Like, one room was all
Yeah.
Moroccan, one room was all garden, and I just kinda felt it was a little disjointed, so I'm curious
Mhm.
to see how they're gonna do it this year.
I've seen that in the magazines of these show houses when different designers do different rooms. It doesn't feel like the same house from one room to another. And I
No,
don't I don't I don't know if I love that either. I
and
like
la
variety, but where there's sort of a something that generally ties everything together that carries through.
yeah,
So,
and last year's home was kinda odd. It was in a building, a historic building
mm,
where I think at one point it was an offices, and they made it into a home, and I don't know if the plan was for someone to buy it and make it into a home.
mhm.
I don't know, it was just kinda it wasn't in a neighborhood, it was just kind of odd. So I don't know what to expect this year, but that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right. Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our first segment today is about gracious hospitality. And while it is the week before Thanksgiving and we've already talked about Christmas a little bit, it's this in between time where we're gonna love both. We're gonna love on both. And so with gracious hospitality, everything we talk about, yes, we're gonna tie to Thanksgiving, but you can also use all of these ideas for the Christmas season too. So what is the title of this segment, Melissa, with gracious hospitality? Costco
As the
as a
co-host.
co-host.
Yes.
Yes, I don't have Costco, but we could say Publix or Sam's Club or Aldi or, I don't know, Target as the
Or
co-host
Trader
because
Joe's,
Trader Joe's, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So why is this trending, Brittany?
I
Because
think that the modern day hostess is quite busy. We discussed last episode about gracious ways to say no. So this kind of carries over into the fact that we're very busy, but we still want to host. So we might need some shortcuts from time to time. And we don't really see shortcuts as inconveniences as lazy anymore. I don't.
no.
I think that it is a way to host and care for people without running yourself ragged and depleting all of your energy on one event or occasion. So I am definitely a semi homemade kind of gal. So
Yeah,
a little bit of both.
An ode to Sandra Lee. She really taught us that on, the Food Network at one time.
That's true. And I think delegating is another huge thing, especially when you're having events, delegating to other guests, but also delegating to your local stores. So delegating to Costco is saying, hey, I care about you and this gathering, but I also am not making sure that everything is perfectly homemade. And so next, hospitality, the new hospitality flex, if you will, is that it isn't about labor, it's about strategy, making everybody feel welcome, but not necessarily having to make everything from scratch. So,
Yeah. And I think that don't you love going to someone's house and you try a dip and they go, "Oh my gosh, this is so good. What is this?" And you go, "I got it at Publix."
yeah, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah, and that person is like, "Thank God, because I don't wanna shop for 9,000 ingredients. I'd rather
Mhm.
just go and get it." And you can put it in your own dish. People don't
Yeah,
if you're the kind of person that you're like, you feel guilty about everything being store-bought, then put it in a dish and you don't have to tell anybody. It could be your little secret.
I think I like to do a mix of both. Like, there's going to be something that I usually make, and it may probably not very complicated to make, but I make it myself. And then I have other things that I serve along with those things that are outsourced, if you will.
Yeah,
And when you outsource things, you have less sweat in the process. There's less prep, so you have more time for conversation when your guests come over. There's a little less chaos, so you're having more connection. So let's talk about some of the things that you can actually outsource from these places, whether that be for a, you know, appetizer, hors d'oeuvres type gathering, or for a full-fledged holiday meal. So one of the things that I love, and I've loved it since I was a kid, and I think the first restaurant I ever got it was like Bennigan's or something like that, but spinach and artichoke dip.
You cannot go wrong with that.
No, and these stores, especially these stores that have their own brands, like Costco, like Sam's, Target, they have the dips that they make. They have a spinach and artichoke dip from their brand, and it is delicious. The Costco one is great. I've had it. The Sam's Club one is great. I've had it. That makes it simple. You can put it in your own casserole dish to warm it and serve it up with pita chips or whatever is your dipper of choice. But
Yeah, and
that's
one little way to kind of pull that off that it looks like you made it is to just take some Ritz crackers that you've mixed with a little bit of butter, and, you know, you roll out. I usually put my Ritz crackers in a um, plastic Ziploc bag
mm-hmm,
and roll them with a roller so they're crumbs.
mm-hmm.
And then just take, like, half a stick of butter, and you're not trying to make it so that it's like yeah, you're just trying to make it so it looks like a crumble. Put
Yeah.
that on the top, put it in the oven, and it looks like you just made homemade dip.
You can sprinkle a little more cheese on top so the cheese
Yes,
little
yes,
brown, bubbly,
yes,
that's
yes.
delicious. Speaking of cheese, pre-cut cheese cubes, cheese slices, cheese shapes even, you can buy them already cut in festive shapes for your cheese boards and charcuteries. That's an easy shortcut so that you're not getting the cookie cutter out and making little stars with your cheese or having to cut cubes for your cheese board. One thing that is one of my go-tos at Sam's Club for us, we have Sam's, but I know Costco has it, is those frozen mini quiches. They come, I mean, I think you get like 48 in a box and they stay in the freezer, and the trays probably have 24 or 12, like 12. I think the one I get, they're in sets of 12, the different flavors in the box. And so you can pull one out if you just have a few people over for an evening to have a little appetizer, or you got the whole thing ready for a big party. But those are delicious.
Yeah, and those are great to have when you have company stay overnight,
Mhm.
and you could just pop those in the oven when you turn the coffee maker on, and then you could put those out, and as people start to get up, they could
Mhm.
just munch on those. Oh, little mini whoever invented little mini quiches needs to be receive some kind of Pulitzer
Nobel
Prize.
Peace Prize award. Mhm.
Yes. God.
Okay, croissants. The bakeries in these shops, if they have a bakery, like Sam's Club has a great bakery. I know Costco has a great bakery, but the croissants are so versatile. I love a croissant. You can make chicken salad sandwiches in croissants, have them for breakfast the next day, drizzle some melted chocolate over them for a dessert. Like, croissants are great to have on hand and great to outsource so that you're not buying them. What else can we think of? Pies,
Yep.
cheesecakes. We've talked about Dolly's. I think I talked about Dolly's cheesecake. Dolly has a new dessert brand. She has some pies too, but her cheesecake, her whipped cheesecake, I've gotten it for Sunday suppers, and it is
Is it good?
delicious. It doesn't take long to thaw, and it's very kind of, since it's whipped, it's light. It's not a heavy cheesecake, and it's really good. Pies, you talked about Miss Patty LaBelle's pies.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally do Patty's gonna be making my pies for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I love that.
I saw the Trader Joe's, when I was visiting my sister. She stopped at Trader Joe's after she got her nails done and brought me, she knows I like their dark chocolate peanut butter cups,
Mm-hmm. I
and
love
she
Trader
brought me
Joe's.
one of the Trader Joe's Fearless Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get in the mail all the time. I don't get them anymore. I guess now you just have to get them at the store. But they have little mini pumpkin pies, no, little mini apple pies and little mini pumpkin pecan pies. So my
Fun.
Friendsgiving is coming up, and I think I'm gonna make a dessert board
Mm.
with the little
That'd be
mini pies. And I went to a cooking class with her while I was in Santa Fe, and we learned how to make whoopie pies. So what his riff was on whoopie pies is it's a little brownie cookie,
Hmm.
and he sandwiched it between vanilla ice cream. But he said, think of this at the holiday season. You could put peppermint ice cream in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And I think for for my Friendsgiving, I'm gonna put pumpkin ice cream in the middle of the chocolate cookie
That would be really
and
good.
then roll it in crushed ginger snaps.
Mhm.
But you could
Yeah.
do mini chocolate chips, you could do
Mhm.
crumble peppermint, candy.
Yeah.
And the great thing about these cookies is you can make them now and put them in the freezer.
Freezer. Yeah,
And you
that's
can
smart.
even make the sandwiches, the ice cream sandwiches now and just individually wrap them
Yeah.
and put them in the freezer.
I have another one. Can I be honest? I never make mashed potatoes from scratch anymore. It's just there's
Really?
no need because there are really good homemade mashed potatoes that are actually mashed potatoes already baked and not just the powder stuff that
Okay, tell me what they are because 'cause I've not found one yet.
well, Publix has one that
Oh,
they
that's not
do
gonna
in
help
their
me, Brittany. I don't have
yeah,
a
in their
Publix
deli
freezer.
section, but there is a brand that does it.
Is it
I might
Bob
have
Evans? Of course,
I don't think
I have HEB. Not
uh-huh.
I mean, I really don't have HEB. It's about a 30-minute drive for me, but I've got Tom Thumb, I've got Albertsons.
There is a Bob Evans one, but I don't think that's the one I've gotten. But it's not bad. They're not bad mashed potatoes, and I doctor them. So
Okay.
you get them and you add more butter. You always add more butter, like, to the top, melted butter on top, and maybe season it up a little bit. I like the mashed potatoes that have a little bit of the skins in it, the potato skins, and that this brand that I'm thinking of, I'm gonna have to look it up on Publix website so that I can tell you. But what are other things that you get from the store, ready-made or semi-homemade for entertaining and such?
Now we've
Any
hit all the way. I have a really good little store here in town, called Festivities, and you can go in there and buy ready-made appetizers they're frozen, they're in their freezer, and then you can take
Mhm.
them home and cook them yourself. One thing they made that I'm gonna do again for when I have overnight guests is cinnamon twists.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they were biscuit dough that they filled with cream cheese and then rolled them in cinnamon, sugar, and butter. I think I ate the whole pan.
I would too,
They were
probably.
so good. But I just love dips.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's and Aldi have a really good cheese section where you could just I mean, I know some people are tired of the charcuterie, but I mean, how could you I went to Target when I was in Santa Fe. I was in one of those moods of just throwing things in my cart, and they had, a charcuterie board in the cheese section that had 2 different kinds of salami, cheese, pita crackers, and chocolate-covered raisins,
Hmm,
and my
simple.
sister and I just opened it and ate it while we were watching Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
It was an instant party.
Yeah, girl dinner, if
Girl
you will.
dinner and a
Yeah.
glass of wine,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Well, I feel bad that we're not, offering Charlie, her husband, my brother-in-law," and I'm like, "Well, he's fine.
He doesn't
He
want it.
can let him deal with what he's doing in the bedroom watching football, and
Uh-huh,
let us have our girl dinner." So,
uh-huh.
yeah,
I found the brand. It's
okay.
Simply Potatoes. It's a green label.
Simply
They're
potato
really good, and they come in a little more, microwavable or bakeable tray, and so
okay.
I put them in to bake in the oven, and I put a pat of butter on top so that more, like, butter melts over it as they warm,
I am
and then
so hungry right now.
we are always hungry after we
Yeah, because we always talk
always
about
so hungry.
food, which
I
is
know,
which is
crazy.
important.
Yeah, but we like food. I like
I
food.
love food.
I love food.
I work out to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stay where I can eat the fun things. So we mostly talked about appetizery things, but I know you wanted to share something that Costco does if you need a shortcut, like maybe it's a weird Thanksgiving, like we've talked about in a couple of episodes ago, where you're not really in the headspace to prepare a big meal. So can you share about
Yeah, I
um,
mean, there are
that?
so many retailers that do an excellent job. I mean, if you really wanna go all out and be bougie, Central Market, you can't go wrong with theirs.
Mhm.
But Costco has one, and we're gonna provide the links for all this
Okay.
because I'm all about giving yourself permission to do what's easiest.
Mhm.
And if maybe you're lost of a relationship, a death of a loved one, a lost job. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of people being laid off right now.
Mhm.
Maybe you've moved to a new town, you don't know a whole lot of people, but you still want that essence of Thanksgiving. You can buy Costco's complete Thanksgiving dinner,
Mhm.
I can't remember how much it is. I want to say it's 129 maybe, but it includes a 5-pound free range Amish farm raised skin on turkey breast,
Wow.
a 3-pound tray of mashed potatoes, a 24-ounce turkey gravy, 3 pounds of mac and cheese, 3 pounds of sweet corn, 3 pounds of green bean casserole, 3 pounds of St. Clair dressing, 20-ounce pack of cranberry relish, 12 gourmet dinner rolls, 2 pounds of whole pumpkin pie, and a 2-pound tray of apple cobbler.
I'm gonna look up
100
how.
I think it's $129,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken, or 159, something like that.
Gosh, and how many does that feed, you think, with 3 pounds of stuff? Let's see.
8 to 10 people, maybe?
I would think, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure you
would buy
probably have to get the order in soon. This episode airs the 20th, so if this is something you're gonna do,
hop
get that.
on it. Yeah, and you can also get it, I think, through Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And now
So
I've mentioned I did this with Cracker Barrel that year my mother passed away. We catered all of the Cracker Barrel Thanksgiving food, you
yeah,
know?
and there is no shame on having someone else do your cooking. Think
Mm-mm.
of how much more time you'll give to yourself. And we talked about in the previous episode, which probably is my favorite episode we've done so far, because you said something that was so profound. I mean, like literally, if you watch it on YouTube, you will see my face explode. And what was it you said?
That you can say no or, do things to give yourself time, and you can especially when you're invited to do something that you really don't have time to do, you can say, "I'm sorry, I have a commitment," and that commitment can be you, and it can be rest, and it can be, you know, taking the time you need to set those boundaries so that you're refreshed and well for all the things that you have going on, so.
I just think that is so profound. And as a young woman, for you to realize that now, that is powerful.
Mm.
My Christmas is going to look different this year because my
Okay.
sister, my nieces, and their children are all going to go to up there to spend Christmas in
Mhm,
Santa Fe. Which what a dream to walk
mhm.
on the plaza and see all the gorgeous Christmas decor. I haven't. I don't think Phoebe listens to my podcast, but when I break the news to her, she's going to be really disappointed because
Mm.
she lives for our Christmas Eve party that we host every year.
Oh.
So I think what I may do is maybe just say, let's gather at your house at her new apartment
Mhm,
and, do something fun, maybe have apps night. And then
mhm.
I may do this Thanksgiving dinner thing for my Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
I would.
lot of food for 3 people, but honestly, I think I could eat it all.
Yeah, and then you have it for several days, and you don't have to worry about eating anything else,
Yes.
find anything else to eat.
Okay, another cost saver that I've had before, and it's very good. It's just a really big, it's a 3.6-pound pumpkin pie from Costco.
That's
It's
huge.
$6.
What?
Yeah. And
3.6 pounds of pumpkin pie
yeah. So
for
let's
6.
say you get that. I've seen like places like all recipe like on Instagram, all recipes, Taste of Home, where
Mhm.
they've taken a pie and they've deconstructed it and made it into a trifle.
Oh.
Or take biscuit cutters or round cookie cutters, take
Uh-huh.
the pie out of the pan because maybe you don't wanna have sliced pie, and you could
Mhm.
do, like, little tarts where you're
I saw that recently too.
the cookie cutter just goes down in there, so you may have to
Mhm.
sacrifice some of the crust along the edge, but my
I think
opinion,
I'll eat
that's
it.
yeah, I'll just eat it. But, deconstruct that pumpkin pie and make little round mini
Mhm.
pumpkin pies.
Be cute.
But, I mean, or just sit in the floor with a fork while you watch the football game and
Mhm.
everybody grab a fork and we just eat that pie.
I
Yeah,
love that idea though, like outsourcing that the very heavy labor meal, because making all those things is a lot of work. So when you need to outsource it, outsource it. It's
yeah,
okay. There are certain things that are traditional to me that I want to make for myself, but they're things I enjoy making. But if it's something that I don't love to make that feels like a chore and it kind of gives me anxiety or stress around the holiday, I'm going to outsource it if I
like
can.
gravy. Like
Yeah.
who likes to go, "Ooh, I'm gonna make my gravy today." And, that menu I just shared, it did not include a sweet potato casserole. So
That's
maybe
true.
in my case, my mother's famous sweet potato
Mhm.
praline casserole, and then maybe you make a pecan pie, but the rest
Mhm.
of it you purchase at your favorite grocer.
Yeah.
So, okay,
So
Brittany, there's a few other things I think you wanted to share, you can get at Costco that are fun.
okay, so there's a Austin Cake Ball Thanksgiving collection. Okay. 12 decorated cake balls with turkeys and sprinkles. It is super cute for your dessert buffet. Very, very thematic because it's decorated for the Thanksgiving season with the turkey and sprinkles. You get 4 birthday cake flavors, 4 chocolate cake flavors, and 4 vanilla bean flavors. And they come in this cute little copper tin. So that's a cute little idea for a dessert. I know because, not everybody likes pie, not everybody likes cake. So you can have a little pie and you can have a little cake with the cake balls and have a little mixture of things.
Yeah.
Um, I'm all about sparkling beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, but mostly non-alcoholic in my life. And Poppy is a really good brand of sort of a soda alternative. And they have a cranberry fizz soda for the holiday season, non-alcoholic, and it's probiotic soda, which so it's
Yeah.
good for you as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It doesn't have juice in it and obviously good bacteria because of the probiotics. It's only 25 calories, but all the Poppy drinks are delicious. And then I love to use all of the other sparkling waters, like mixing those in and making mocktails if I don't want an alcoholic beverage, or using them for a little cocktail. And there's all different. Every brand of sparkling water usually has sort of a seasonal
Yeah, I think
flavor.
ginger ale has a
They have
cranberry.
cranberry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna totally for my Friendsgiving, and what I like about these really good, highly endorsed flavored carbonated beverages
Mhm.
is that it allows you to make a cocktail without having to go out and buy a ton of ingredients that you're only
Mhm.
gonna maybe use for one cocktail, and then you're stuck with a whole bottle of, I don't know,
Yeah, on the
cranberry
bridge.
infused vodka or something,
Yeah.
which is good, but so I think I'm gonna get either this poppy cranberry at my Costco, they also sell it at Walmart,
Mhm.
and add gin
Mm.
and a sprig of rosemary and a few little sugared cranberries. And I think I'm gonna have that be what I offer my guests when they come for Friendsgiving, because I'm just doing 2 other couples. It's a very
Mhm.
small Friendsgiving, and I don't wanna spend the time, doing the rosemary infused simple syrup and all that just
Yeah.
for maybe 12
People.
cocktails. It's just
Yeah.
not so although I may do that. I mean, that's not hard. I've got a really good batch of rosemary in my garden right now. But anyway, I encourage our listeners to email us at the Sentimental Twist podcast at gmail.com and tell us what their shortcuts are. What are
Mhm.
their hacks that make their hosting easier? And we want to share those with our listeners because everybody needs hosting hacks.
Yeah.
And our intention to share this with you guys was that if you're just in a place where you're like, I want to do a partial Thanksgiving, but I also want to make it easier for myself.
Yeah.
Because here's my story, and it's biblical, that story of Mary and Martha.
Oh, yeah?
Martha's in the kitchen. Jesus is
Mhm.
coming for dinner. And Martha's in the kitchen and she's just slaving away and she's looking out and she's just seeing Mary at the foot of Jesus. And she's like, God, I'm so pissed at Mary right now. She's just like, why is she not in here helping me?
Mhm.
Why is she sitting down and visiting? Okay, well, we could flip that script and make that for modern times. You're in the
Mhm.
kitchen and you're just slaving away by your choice,
Mhm.
and your guests are all sitting in the living room working a puzzle, watching the game, watching the parade, and you're resenting it.
Mhm.
In the Bible times, Martha told Jesus, look, I'm really angry at my sister that she's been out here visiting with you. And Jesus says, Martha, that's the whole reason why I'm here.
Mhm.
I didn't come here to have your food, although it's delicious. I
Mhm.
came here to spend time with you
Mhm.
and break bread. So, whatever you put on what we do to ourselves is what we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
And those dishes don't have to be china, they can be paper.
Mhm.
And the food doesn't have to be homemade in order for it to be good.
Yeah.
So, that's the message.
Send
Okay.
us.
Yeah, send us your ideas. All right, so we're going to move on to porch talk. Woo, 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 which is
Yep.
Brittany's
Yep. Yep.
favorite.
It's so
Speed
fun.
round where we fire off quick questions to each other and share even quicker answers to let you peek behind the screen door at who we really are. And we love this because we learn more about each other.
Yes.
All right, you ready?
Mhm.
Pumpkin pie with whipped cream or without?
Plain,
Really?
but only pumpkin pie. Like,
Yeah.
I love whipped cream on my pecan pie. Like whipped cream I don't know what it is about pumpkin and sweet potato pie. It's the same. I want it to be plain.
Hmm.
I don't know,
Okay.
maybe it's 'cause of the spices, I wanna taste those more than the sweetness. I don't know. It's
What's
weird.
one dish you must have for the Thanksgiving meal?
Well, I have some years I have traditional, some years I don't, but if it's a traditional Thanksgiving, I'm having cornbread dressing, and I'm making it. So,
Okay. When I was in Santa Fe, I have been trying for years to replicate my mother's cornbread dressing. My sister has the recipe. And you know what the secret was that my mother put in it that I did not
what
know?
what?
She did Martha White's yellow cornbread
Mhm,
mix, 2
uh-huh.
packages. She'd make it up and let it sit on the counter until it was like corn until it was crouton texture, and 2 boxes of stuffing pepper ch of, stovetop stuffing mix.
In the cornbread dressing. Interesting.
Yeah, 3
Actually
3 eggs and, like, a carton and a half of, broth and an eighth of a teaspoon of sage.
huh.
I know, and my mind is blown, and I can't wait to make it this year and see if it really tastes like my mother's cornbread dressing. But if I hadn't gone and we hadn't been talking about cooking, post-dinner nap or post-dinner walk?
Oh, definitely a nap. I know I need to take a walk,
Well,
but
that's
why?
not I know, but it's scientific that they've proven that I wanna say testosterone, but that's not right.
Glucose, blood sugar,
It's something else, tryptophan.
tryptophan. Oh, that's right. It
Tryptophan that's
makes you
in the
nappy.
turkey, it makes you sleepy, so it's
Mhm.
scientific. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this because of what you're doing, but
Oh, yeah,
do
we
you
talked about it
typically
already.
start when you don't have to host your
Mm.
house as a Christmas show home, do you start decorating for Christmas before or after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, before, even on regular years. I usually start the weekend before Thanksgiving because I'm not always off the whole week of Thanksgiving. Sometimes I am. But this year we work Monday and Tuesday. But I have more time off. So I'll usually start that weekend before and kind of wrap it up while I'm home during the week of Thanksgiving. And I'm done, by the time I go back to work after Thanksgiving, I usually try to get
But
done.
do you have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde front door, and then they open it up and it's like Christmas? So
Hmm,
at the
hmm.
front door, it's Thanksgiving,
Yes.
and then they open it and it's like, "Hello, it's
Well,
Christmas!"
right now, okay, I haven't done it yet, but after we're done today, I'm planning to put the tree up in the window. I may not decorate it, but I want to at least get it out and ready to go to decorate. And so my front porch, my front door, and this window are right by each other. So it's got the fall wreath and it's got a little Thanksgiving turkey, little yard steak thing that's super cute. And then if I get the tree up in the window, it'll be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, just front porch, front
Yeah,
window. Like it'll be both.
I
But
think,
no, I usually
everyone
start before Thanksgiving, but I ease into it, and, like, I say I'm finished, but the main parts are finished, but I like to putter through December. Like, I will continue to kinda tweak and add, and especially fresh stuff. If I wanna bring anything fresh, I don't do that until, 1st or 2nd week of December, so
okay. Are you a Black Friday shopper in person or online?
online. I rarely shop in a store anymore unless it's local shop, like a boutique or gift shop or sporting goods store that's local. I don't and I do a lot of I probably would say 60% of my gifts are from local stores, but then some things are from Amazon, Target, things like that. But I rarely go into a store anymore unless it is a day that's set aside to just go shopping. But that's all.
Which I know you used to do a lot with your mom. That was kinda
Yeah.
like y'all's thing. But that was really before they had online deals.
Yeah, that was, mall culture. I miss mall. I think I've said this before, but I miss mall culture. Like there was just something about the holidays and going shopping in the festively decorated mall and going store to store. We just don't have that anymore. I mean, there's some outdoor malls nearby that I really like, but not anything in my town. Our mall is dead. I mean, I would say dead. There's maybe 5 shops left besides the department stores.
Really?
Yeah, but we do not have a mall situation anymore. Now we have that outdoor, like, shopping center area that's got the Target and the Kohl's and the sporting goods store and Ulta and, like, other smaller shops, but it's not that experience anymore, and I think that's
Yeah.
why you don't have that experience going shopping anymore, and I love the experience of going shopping from store to store, that culture of the mall culture, as I call it,
Yeah,
and,
and
like, in
carrying
the
your
holidays, kiosks, and I'll share about that in my Bless It a little bit, but
yeah.
I just miss.
Carrying all your shopping bags around when you leave the store and touching things and the
Yes.
department store going through the perfume section and smelling all the
Yeah.
perfume. We still have a
Trying on
mall near me.
shoes.
It used to be anchored with Sears, Macy's, and Dillard's.
Mhm.
And Sears is gone, obviously. They went out of
Mhm.
business. And so that end of the mall is still closed. But I stepped foot into the Macy's when I ordered a skirt online, and I did a pickup to save money on shipping.
Mhm.
I can't tell you when the last time I was at the mall. Probably when my mom was alive, because she would like for me to drop her off,
Uh-huh.
and she just would spend, like, half a day just walking around and get lunch at the food court. But
See,
I couldn't tell you the last time I
miss that.
shopped in a mall.
We still have Dillard's, Belk, and Penny's at that mall, but there's not other shops inside the mall. There's a handful. I mean, there's probably more than 5. I probably exaggerated a little bit, but it's just there's a barber shop now in there. There's not. I don't know. It's just not the same. It's not
No.
the same. I don't even think Santa comes to the mall anymore. There used to be a
No.
carousel in there. There is a carousel in there. The food court maybe has 2 restaurants still open. So it's sad. I miss that. The 90s were the best. They really were. 90s, early 2000s for shopping in a mall. That was the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready for the questions?
Yes.
Pumpkin pie with whipped cream or without?
Whipped cream, most definitely, and I don't put whipped cream on anything else.
That's funny. I'm the
Yeah,
opposite.
or the opposite. No, a big old dollop of whipped cream, and, you
Mhm.
have to portion it out so that every bite of pumpkin pie has gosh, I'm
Has a
so
yeah,
hungry right now,
I
has
know.
a definite ratio of pumpkin pie to whipped cream.
Uh-huh. That
And
sounds
I
good.
like if I could make the time to do it, I like homemade whipped cream.
Mhm.
But then I also Cool Whip.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
Okay. What's the one dish you must have for the Thanksgiving meal?
sweet potatoes.
Okay. That's my second one for sure. Sweet potatoes, souffle, like casserole.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could go without having the dressing, although that would be really hard, but I think definitely because I know when I lived in Maryland when I was married in my first marriage, first life, sweet potatoes were not a thing there.
Mm.
And I didn't realize that my first Thanksgiving that we got married right before Thanksgiving, so our honeymoon was actually during Thanksgiving. I think we were out in California. Well, I know we were. And, of course, I don't think they did sweet potatoes there either, but I quickly learned that if I need sweet potatoes, I'm gonna have to make them myself.
Mm.
So but definitely dressing is very close.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's nothing like it. Okay. Post-dinner nap or post-dinner walk?
totally a nap, totally a nap, and when my nephews and my niece spend the day with us afterward, it is understood. Actually, what I do is I gift them new Christmas pajamas,
Mm.
and we put those on. And, I'm like, "Y'all are just gonna have to entertain yourselves," which they can. I've got lots of things for them to play with, but, because Aunt Missy has to have a nap.
I get it because you've also not only have you eaten good, you've done all the work leading up to it to get
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, and then we get up, and I get up from a nap, and then it's dark,
Yeah. Mhm.
and then we eat leftovers.
Mhm.
So, anyway, I have to have a nap. Although
That's
an
fine.
a walk is might be something fun we might do maybe when their mom and dad are still here.
Yeah.
before they leave, or go up to the
Mhm.
park because I
Yeah.
live near a really nice park. So, but for me, probably a
Get
no.
some energy out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you start decorating for Christmas before or after Thanksgiving?
It depends on my energy level. This year, I'm super excited about Christmas, and I don't know why. So I think this week I'm going to be getting all my trees out, and I don't know. I'm hosting Friendsgiving, so I don't want my guests to be like, I don't know what we're here for. Are we here for a Christmas party or are we here for Thanksgiving? So
Yeah.
I may only decorate rooms like my ladies' lounge. I want to put a tree up in my ladies' lounge.
Mhm.
And I have a blue Danube children's tea set
Cute.
that I bought, and the people had no idea what they had because it's like 40 pieces,
Wow.
and it was like $25. And I even questioned them, like, "This says $25. Is this correct?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put little sticky hooks on the back
Mhm.
and hang those on my Christmas tree in my ladies' lounge.
That'll be so cute. Cannot
Yeah.
wait to see it.
Yeah, so I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
My front door will still say Thanksgiving, but
Mhm.
different parts of the house will have Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Are you a Black Friday shopper in person or online?
Definitely not in person. I don't go anywhere. In fact, Black Friday now is could start like, I think there's even Black Friday specials going on right now.
Yeah.
So, and really, I don't, um unless it's something I'm gonna buy for myself, like whenever um, Phoebe wanted a new set of iPod
Oh.
headphones when they
Mhm.
came out,
Mhm.
and I think I bought those on Black Friday special, but really, I just, unless it's an appliance or something for the house,
Yeah.
most of the people on my gift list are not needing something that's Black Friday pricing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so that's good.
okay.
We kind of very similar in
Yeah,
those except for the whipped cream on our pie. That's
yeah.
the difference. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next segment, which is heirloom recipes, your specialty. But we're going to
Mhm.
talk about bridging generations through food and inviting younger cooks into the kitchen because this is the perfect opportunity to start carrying on those traditions of the food traditions and recipe traditions in your family because so many of my memories are tied to the celebrations like this with the food and that's when the younger kids and family members are building those memories. So getting them in the kitchen a little bit and letting them start learning about those traditions. I think we've heard a lot like people say a certain person is a natural hostess or they kind of hostess with the mostest or whatever. But I also think hospitality can be inherited. It may not always be instinctive, but I think, it's kind of nature versus nurture, but I think it's a little bit of both when it comes to hospitality, especially if you're a believer, because hospitality is a spiritual gift. And so you could be, naturally inclined to hospitality and the tenet of hospitality. But I think a lot of my hospitality traits are inherited by watching my mom and my grandmothers and the women in my family and the men in my family too. Honestly, being in the kitchen with them. That's one of my biggest memories of those Thanksgivings and Christmases growing up, even though I was a kid and really like enjoying the fun of the holiday, whether it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. I specifically remember spending a lot of the day leading up to the meal sitting at my grandmother's bar counter that had her stovetop on it, watching her cook and make the dressing and make the gravy. Well, the dressing was usually made a couple of days in advance, but like, I always had the task of mixing up the deviled egg stuffing, you know
Mm.
things like that. So it's a good opportunity to bring younger family members into the fold and teach them the traditions and the recipes, just by watching and participating and saying, "You can be in here. This is not a hands-off kinda situation," especially for the young ones, but stir the sauce, crack the eggs. Kids love to crack an egg. That's funny. Roll out the dough, butter the rolls, things like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, and it kinda allows you a little bit of like as the hostess or the person mainly making the meal to feel a little bit less like everything should be perfect because you're bringing those kids in, younger family members in, and it shouldn't feel like, um, that everything has to be so perfect because they're gonna be kids and they're gonna make it fun. But, Y'all know how I love storytelling. I talk about that through home decor, but storytelling is a way of teaching other people about traditions and rituals and, the holidays. And it kind of shares the why you do what you do, why you make this recipe, why it's made this way. And, the reason why we use a little bit of baking powder on the top of the dressing before it goes into the oven. The things that my grandmother did and my mother did, and me doing them and explaining them to the kids why we're doing it that way is a way of telling a story. And so we wanted to talk today about sharing those traditions and how to bring those younger kids into the fold and helping them learn the rituals and the traditions of this season in your family. So this is how it starts and how it
Yeah.
carries on. hmm What do you think?
Okay, so I think the kitchen should be a yes zone.
Mm,
Yes, let's try that.
hmm
I think when you say don't touch that, first of all, I want to say perfectionism will ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
It will ruin it. Perfectionism ruins everything. It is a habit that you've got to break because it's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional.
hmm
And you're trying to teach your little ones or your younger people that it's okay to make mistakes in the kitchen, that it's
hmm
okay not because good being a good cook is a series of corrections.
hmm
It's a series of trial and error. And so when you say don't touch that, instead say here's what you can do.
hmm
Can you open the cans of beans for me? Here's a colander. Can you drain the beans? Let's learn how to teach them cooking skills. Teach them how to zest a lemon, how to peel an apple, how to turn the mixer on low. We've talked a lot about how our grandmothers and my mother made that dressing recipe and just said it was a pinch of this and a pinch of that. So teach them, taste this for me.
hmm
Can you taste the sage? Does it need a little bit more salt? What do you think? And gosh, you have really empowered that child or that young person with a small responsibility that is a huge confidence boost.
hmm
And I think there are small recipes. You obviously wouldn't want to say, okay, I need you to now, you're 10 years old. It's time for you to learn how to make this cornbread dressing. No.
hmm
Let's make the cornbread.
hmm
Let's learn how to make biscuits. Let's learn how to make pancakes. That banana bread that you love that I cook or that pumpkin bread? Let me show you what I do. I actually use a box mix from Trader Joe's,
hmm
but I'll put mini chocolate chips in.
hmm
What's your favorite flavor? Um, yeah, I think there's lots of small recipes. And also, we do have some kids that have flavor preferences or dietary restrictions.
hmm
Be willing to modernize your recipes
Oh
in
yeah.
order to open the door for cooking heirloom cooking. If they want gluten-free flour, I mean, gluten-free has really come a long way.
Really has.
You can use gluten-free flour in most anything, and it still tastes fine. Lower sugar option, I make that chocolate cake recipe that was my mom's, and it calls for 2 cups of sugar. You could probably do a cup and a half, to be honest. The heart of a recipe survives in an ingredient tweak.
Mhm,
And just because that's how you made it doesn't mean there's an old wives' story about a great grandmother was with her granddaughter, her great granddaughter, and learning how to watch her make her pot roast. And when they sit down to eat, the granddaughter says, "Why is the end of the pot roast cut off? Is there special ingredient?" And the grandmother says, or great grandmother says, "I don't know, honey. I think it was because, this is how my grandmother taught. Must have something to do with flavor." And the great grandmother pipes up and says, "No, it's because that's the only size pot I had to make the roast. To get it to fit in there, I had to cut the pot roast off." So it had nothing to do with flavor. It had to
or the
do
method.
or the method. It had to do with the fact that her pot was not big enough for the pot roast she'd buy. So,
That's
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just invite y'all it doesn't have to be instructional. I think it's social. Cooking is social. Cooking and eating is social.
Well, that's
And
how we show our love.
yeah.
That's why we're surrounded by people when we lose a loved one.
Mhm.
Casseroles just come out of the woodwork.
Yep.
Briskets, pot roast, pies,
Mhm.
meatloaves. It's how we show love. When someone's sad, we bake a cake.
Mhm.
When someone's happy, we bake a cake. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how society is.
Yeah. Food is connection. That is the truth. It really is. And these recipes that you have in your recipe boxes and in your binders that you've collected through the years from family members and that you've learned, let's challenge each other this year to invite a younger person in our family into our kitchen and start the seeds of learning that recipe to help them learn it. And it could be just a part of the recipe, a process in the recipe, or it could be the whole recipe itself if that person is older and wants to take it on and learning how to do it. But so that is our invitation to you this holiday season is to teach and share one recipe that you cherish with a family member this year in 2025. So one dish, make it together, tell the story of it, why it's important or why you eat it or why you love it. And it could just be because we've always eaten it for this holiday. It's a family tradition. But that you can also share the stories of the people you've shared that meal with that aren't here anymore with those younger family members. So that's a challenge for y'all. If you can make it happen, we would love for you to do that this holiday season.
I'm going to totally do that with my niece, Amelia. I'm going to pick her up from school the Wednesday before or whenever she's off, have her come
Mhm.
spend the night, and I'm gonna teach her how to make her great grandmother's sweet potato casserole.
Mhm.
And once I teach it to her, I'm gonna say, your job next year, if you're with me for Thanksgiving, is you're gonna make the casserole. And I think that when that is one of the things that I teach in the Modern Host Guide to Thanksgiving that I have on my website. It's an
Mhm.
ebook. I preach this is that stop putting the pressure on yourself to make all of these recipes because you and I, Brittany, have talked about your grandmother and my mother making that cornbread dressing, and we would kill to have that recipe and have them like with us making it. Teach your younger family members, or even if it's not a family member, if it's a cherished young person in your life, invite them over and teach them how to make this recipe so that you're carrying on this legacy for the future. Those recipes will die when we
Mhm.
die.
Mhm.
We don't do a better job of stewarding that history.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to start with our breakfast casserole. I think I mentioned that before because my nephew just turned 10 and my niece is about to be 6, and it's a very easy recipe. And so I'm going to hopefully bring them into the fold of making that. So,
Absolutely. And wow, I mean, what an honor that's going to be for our nieces and nephews to be like, I learned how to make Aunt Bee's breakfast
did I just
casserole.
say that he turned 10? What did
Yeah.
I say? He turned 8. I
Oh, because I was like, ooh, he's the same age as Amelia.
think I was thinking about Emilio when I said
Yeah.
it, but he
Yeah.
just turned 8. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Well, still, he can,
Mhm.
put him on a
Yeah.
stool. Don't you
He's
have a
tall.
stool
He's as tall as me almost.
don't you have a stool that probably belonged to your grandmother?
Yeah, we do. We've got some
See,
things.
I
So
stood on this stool when I was your age. I mean,
mhm.
there's so many stories you can tell in the kitchen. My
Yeah.
sister and I sat around the table in her Santa Fe home and talked about, you know, she has a recipe box, and I pulled out all of her recipes that she, in her handwriting, that are tea
Mhm.
stained and food stained, and we bonded over recipes around the table. I mean, there's
Mhm.
so much power
Yeah,
in that.
it is.
Okay. All right. So now
It's
we're going to move on to bless it. We had to share it.
yes, bless it.
What do you want to share?
Well, I referenced mall kiosks as part of my bless it earlier.
Yeah.
Now, this bless it has a story behind it. Mall kiosks is the story behind it, really. Do you remember every year at Christmas, there was always the kiosk set up in the center hallways, the aisles in the mall with all the different seasonal things that you could get? And Hickory Farms
Who?
always set up. Well, our tradition was mom and I would go as soon as we could, it was set up, and get their Christmas coffee
What?
Yes, and so it's so good. It smells amazing, tastes amazing, and so we did that every year, and then they stopped doing the kiosk, or either they stopped having the coffee. Like, probably 15 years went by, and I was searching for it. Well, they brought it back, apparently, several years ago, and I found it, and it's called Holiday Celebrations. Now, it's not cheap for this tiny little bag, and they charge you out the booty for shipping, but I think it's like $30 for 2 bags,
Okay,
uh,
well, but it's holiday blend. It's the
and then like
holidays.
$12 shipping.
Yeah. And you
So,
can't get Hickory Farms on Amazon, can you?
I don't know, I haven't tried because 'cause
I
I've
mean,
always ordered it
I
from their
just
website.
put Hickory Farms holiday blend, and it came. You know how they fool you into thinking, "Ooh, you
Mm,
found it," and then
mhm.
it's like Door County Coffee Jingle Java.
Nope.
No,
It's
okay,
Holiday Celebrations.
all right. So
Hickory
Hickory
Farms.
Farms must be on its own thing then.
Yes. So I do get it from their website directly, and you can also get this and ship a pack of 2 you have to get a pack of 2, which is like $30, and you can have it shipped as a gift, like all of their other, like, giftable things.
I'm
But I
so
will
glad you
buy.
brought that up.
Yeah, so I found it. I think probably this is my 4th year getting it since I found it again, because, of course, I thought about it every Christmas, especially after mama passed away. I don't remember when we stopped drinking it. It was a long time that we didn't have it or couldn't find it, but, they do have it, and it smells so good. It's delicious. So I'd encourage you to have some holiday coffee, get holiday celebrations from Hickory Farms. It's delicious. I'll link it in the show notes so that y'all can reference it, but I buy 8 bags every year, and I give my sister-in-law and brother some, and I give a few
It's
friends.
that good.
It's that good. And then I start drinking it only on the weekends in November,
Okay.
and then in December, I'll start drinking it every day because I
Is it
wanna savor it as long as possible.
is it a strong blend?
It is not. It's a medium roast, I would
Okay.
say. Let's see. Yeah,
So
it's a smooth medium roast,
see,
but it's cinnamon and vanilla.
oh my gosh.
And, I don't know, like, a lot of flavored coffees, I don't really love them. The smell is nice, but then the taste is often not good, but the taste of this flavored coffee is very good, and the smell is so good too, so.
Okay, so I just went on the Hickory Farms website, and if you
Mhm.
are a new customer, you can sign up to get 10% off.
Mhm. That's
And I
good.
think I'm gonna totally get some. I mean, Mr. Twist made a lot of, homemade gifts this year, homemade jams and Christmas
Mhm,
puddings. So a lot of our stuff's gonna be homemade, but I mean, I could totally get some of that coffee.
mhm. It's
Oh, I'm
it's
just going down memory lane on Hickory Farms.
isn't it
The
great?
Yes, the cheese and the meat. Do they not have Hickory Farms in the mall anymore, like the store? They used to have a Hickory Farms
We
store.
didn't have a store, so they set up a kiosk, like,
Yeah.
in our mall. So I don't know, but
Oh, thank you for that. That is
good.
so neat.
So I'm starting to drink it and savor it, and I might
Oh,
actually buy more. It's because when you buy it and the shipping charge, you might as well get a a good amount of it, so
yeah. I love that. And are you gonna have sweets and treats, or drinks at your holiday open house, the junior
we
league?
will it's sponsored, like, the food is we have sponsors for each house, and so the food will be sponsored. I think my house will be champagne and fruit.
Mm. But you
So,
can have a good run of that Christmas coffee.
that's true, but I don't
I
I just
know.
I don't
You
want the
have to be
general
kinda
public to have my coffee.
you have to be kinda selfish on that bougie coffee of yours.
Yeah, because it's not cheap.
After we get done here, I'm gonna totally do some shopping on the Hickory Farms website. I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna totally be, like, going down. Oh, they have a little thing you can click shop sympathy gifts.
That's
Hey,
nice.
man, I'm so sorry your husband died. Here's a big loaf of summer sausage. Okay.
Maybe it's not sausage. Okay. What's your blessed on that note?
Okay. So, in my bathroom, I have this calendar, and I just saw her. It's by, let me flip to the first page. I bought it at the end of last year. I'm trying to get to the front page so that I can show you the cover. The 2025 bucket list by
Cute.
um, Brooklyn Swinson. You can
Hmm.
follow her on Instagram, Brooklyn Swinson. And what it is, it's every month at the top, it has different things for you to try to do
And
and
that one.
stickers for you to put it on the date you did it.
Cute.
So, like, for example, January of last year, it said, let's see, it was something about go for a brisk morning walk. So I put it
Mhm.
down on January 5th, took Hazel for a walk. And then the other one is tidy your room for the new year. And I put the
Hmm.
sticker, cleaned my room.
Mhm.
So every month has something on it. And it's all the sweetest little illustrations. This month for November, it might be invite friends over for dinner. Well, that will be my Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Make a cozy autumn playlist, write a gratitude list, and on my website, I have a free gratitude journal in my digital store.
Mhm.
Bake a treat for your neighbors, sim a warm drink on a crisp morning, could be your coffee. Rake a neighbor's leaves, visit a new bookstore, try a new pumpkin recipe. So I just love it. And each thing comes with a sticker sheet so you can put down when you've done it. This would be a fun thing to do when you invite your kiddos over.
Mhm.
Let's pick out something we haven't done yet and let's do the sticker. So you can find her on Instagram. I'm planning to get the 2026 bucket list. And I just
That's
have it in my bathroom at home. And I look at it every time I'm in my bathroom and it just brings me joy. And I'm like inspired with, ooh,
mhm.
let me try that pumpkin recipe so I can be motivated to use the sticker. So
That's
that's my
fun.
blessing. I had to share it.
I love that. That's a good gift to give
Yeah,
someone or
absolutely. Somebody who really loves calendars, that's a great little Christmas gift. Or like if you're going to host my favorite things,
oh, yeah.
that could be a good gift to give somebody.
Mhm. Fun.
Okay, so
Well,
I think is that it?
that's it. So it's time to close the show. We always close with what we call a toast to sentiment, where we leave you with a sentimental quote, a story, a poem, something to just inspire you, make you think, help you savor whatever season it is, whatever season you're in. And just a way to sort of close out the show with sentimentality. And so it is my turn this week to share. And I came across a quote by Thomas Jefferson that I think just speaks to this thankful season and this season of giving, Thanksgiving. So there's a quote by Thomas Jefferson that says, I believe that every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. And
Mm.
as we head into this Thanksgiving week, because this is airing on the 20th, I keep coming back to this quote, thinking about doing good for others and it bringing us joy, not just doing the good for the others. And so it's easy this time of year to really get caught up in all the things that we have to do, the to-do list, the scheduling, the decorating, the meal planning, the menus, setting our tables, all the things. But the heart of this season really is connection and gratitude, community, family. And so I just wanted to bring us back to that and remind us that it does good for others when we do good, but it also brings us joy. So whether it's checking on an elderly neighbor, baking something for a friend, donating to a local cause, or just writing a note of encouragement to someone in your life that might need a little pick me up, I encourage you to do some small acts of kindness this week as we lead into Thanksgiving that will make others feel loved and encouraged, but also bring you joy because joy isn't just in the celebrations and the gifts and things that we receive, but it grows with us as we focus on giving back to others and gratitude. Gratitude is really one of your greatest weapons when it comes to trials and transition and change and just all the different things that we battle on a daily basis. But
Yeah.
coming back to gratitude is always a way to center us and to remind us of the joy that we have. So count your blessings, gather around the tables over the next week, but remember to share joy and give back in whatever way you can, big or small, with an open heart and a grateful heart. And so my toast is to living joyfully and serving others and finding pleasure in doing good for others. So cheers.
Cheers. Brittany, that's a beautiful sentiment. Beautiful. Love it.
All right. Well, that's all for this Sentimental Twist this week. We would love for y'all to follow the podcast on Instagram at the Sentimental Twist Podcast and email us anything that you thought about during the episode that jogged a memory. a story you want to share, a hosting hack, anything that you thought of that would be good to share with us and with our listeners, please email us at the Sentimental Twist podcast at gmail.com. And of course, follow us on our personal Instagrams. I'm Brittany Shepard at Brittany Shepard.
And I'm Melissa at Home with a Twist on Instagram, homewithatwist.com on my website, and Home with a Twist on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then don't forget to follow us at the Sentimental Twist podcast on Instagram.
Yes.
On the grams.
On the grams.
So thank you so much for joining us on the Sentimental Twist today.
Where we believe every space tells a story.
And every story deserves a place at the table. Until next time.
Keep things cozy, collected, and a little bit sentimental.
Bye
y'all.
everybody.
See ya.